Okay, let me share this. To my page, my other page. All right. The reason why I went to this page this time is because Facebook is starting to mess with my other page. That's why. So I'm just gonna start going live from here. Notice, keep in mind that their policy is changing October the 1st. Okay? Just telling the truth, which is to be expected. Just telling the truth. Now, they put the pictures back up. Just telling the truth, get your stuff flagged. What this is to the Jews, this is to black Americans. That's the truth. But they flagged that picture. So I went live. I'm gonna start going live on this timeline. And here's another picture they flagged. I didn't put no words, just put a picture there. They flagged that. But they did put them back. What that tells me is they are watching my page. All right. Let me see. Now, before I get into my message, I want to show what this is. It's a letter A, olive and the tar. That's what this is. It's the olive and the tar. But the Europeans have you thinking it's the Alpha and the Omega. This is pictograph Hebrew. It's a picture of an ox head, which means strong leader. So, y'all send us some strong leaders in the end. You see the ox head right here? You see that strength, leader? And you see the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet? Tav, sign, covenant, mark. So y'all, send us some strong leaders in the end. They wanna show us who our leaders are. They want to tell us our leaders is athletes and actors. But what are white folks' leaders? Are they leaders, actors, and athletes? Think about what I'm telling you. Why is another group of people in control of the leaders for our people? Think about it. We have a congressional black caucus. They're supposed to be for us. But they are getting laws passed for immigrants. And these same immigrants got their own caucus. So, think about what I'm telling you. That's why the immigrants seem to have more rights than we. They have sanctuary cities, and where the police can't harass them. Let me just go on and get into this lesson. All right. Now. Okay. Institutionalized racism. Both parties' hands are dirty. The Republicans and the Democrats. Now think about this. Now, let me skip down. The Democrats appeal to the immigrants, their people, by passing laws to help keep their people over here. This is the Democrats. Laws specifically for immigrants and illegals. Okay? Okay? The Democrats also have an agenda for the LGBT. Let me see what you're talking about, brother. I ain't never done that. Let me see what you're talking about. Let me see what you're talking about. Say I can't bring you on, man. It says I can't bring you on. Try it again. All right. Now, let me see. Okay, yeah. The LGBT, they got laws. They have more rights than we do. What I'm saying is, but when it comes to us getting something specifically for us, we can't even get protection. We can't get laws where they against these police. We can't get anything. The immigrants got sanctuary cities, and then you got the media, the white-owned media, telling the immigrants that the ICE is coming to raid them. They tell them not to open the door. What advice does the media give black folk when the police is coming? What advice do they give us? This is the Democrats that's doing this. That's passing laws in conjunction with the congressional so-called black caucus, protecting illegals. Now, we have an unemployment problem over here. If you don't have enough jobs for the people that's already here, why are you importing immigrants? Think about what I'm telling you. Most of the homeless people in certain cities are black folks. They are gentrifying black neighborhoods, putting our people on the street. But yet, you got these demons pushing laws for immigrants to stay over here who broke the law to get here in the first place. This is the Democrats. Okay? All right, now, on the flip side of that, now Trump promised his people jobs. Why can't they promise us anything? Trump promised his people jobs. And the way he acts, he's also letting them know that he's with the white supremacy. You look at what he does. That's cold talk. He's on team white supremacy. See, that's what Trump does for his people. The Republican does for their people. They maintain, that's what they call that? Conservative mean they gonna keep it as it is. But notice, we ain't never been nowhere in that picture. Both of them are demons. Okay? You're better off voting locally. But I'm not voting for anyone that's not of our nation, and I don't know their track record. All right, let me see. Now, the LGBT, they got rights. They study getting laws passed. Well, you can't really say anything about them, but people can talk bad about us. And then when you go to these politicians asking them what they're going to do for us, they won't say, and they say they're not going to do anything for black folks. No. It's called benign and neglect. Benign, B-E-N-I-G-N, and neglect. Don't you feel neglected, black people? It started back in Nixon, back in the 60s. Notice we still fighting, we still having the same problem with the police that they was back in Malcolm and Martin days. But yet, you got these so-called Democrats that call themselves for us. You got the congressional black caucus that call themselves for us. You got the government that call themselves for us, and we still fighting the same fight that we were fighting back when Martin and Malcolm was killed. Peep the plot. All right, let me see. Now, what I mean by bipartisan, bipartisan means when both parties work together, the Democrats and the Republicans. But I woke up this morning, as I was waking up, I saw the word bipartisan, and we need to leave them alone. Both of them are working together to oppress black folks. That's bipartisanship. The Democrats and the Republicans have a historical track record of oppressing us. Bipartisan. All the way, the crack epidemic, you got both of them. The war on drugs, both parties. Now, they want to talk to us about criminal reform, like all the black folks are criminals. And on top of that, their draconian laws is what put our people in jail in the first place. That is not a tangible thing for our people when you are the ones that put our people in prison in the first place. Putting the drugs on the streets. Think about that. Correcting a wrong that you've done is not helping us. Well, that's what you're supposed to do. When you make a mess, you're supposed to clean up your own mess. Now, okay, Nixon created the DEA that started the war on drugs. I want y'all to check out my video. It's on Brighteon. You might want to go to Brighteon because YouTube probably going to follow suit with Facebook. Brighteon, B-R-I-G-H-T, Bright, Eon. And upload you some videos there too. Get you a channel going there. They don't monitor they don't censor you for telling the truth. They hadn't censored me yet. But anyway, I want you to check out this video. Race war on drugs. Let me see. Let me see here. Anyway, it's on my channel. It's titled "The Race War on Drugs." Let me see here. Let me show you the thumbnail so you'll know what you're looking at when you see it. I ain't gonna give up that easy. Right here. That's the thumbnail right there. The thumbnail. From Nixon to Bush to Reagan to Clinton, both parties have a historical record of putting the drugs in the street, creating a problem, passing laws to keep our people in prison for a long period of time for nonviolent offenses, and they were responsible for militarizing the police. Bill Clinton is the reason why the police look like the military. The tanks. Notice when white folks get together and have a protest, you don't see tanks. You don't see riot gear. Okay? Now, let me move on. All right. Okay. Both parties guilty of institutionalized racism. You know what institutionalized racism is? Black codes, war on drugs, not doing anything, no accountability for the police. None. Nobody's responsible. But yet, I've seen video after video of white folks shooting at the police, killing the police, charging at the police with weapons, and they take them in alive. Black man gets shot in the back running away. But yet, nobody, no party is willing to talk. What are you vote if you continue to vote at this point? You're saying it's okay that they keep doing these things. That's what you're telling them. We don't have to change our ways because they're still going along with what we're doing. You're putting our people at risk. Let me see. Let me see. All right, now. We've had wealth stolen from us since we was released from slavery. This is not counting slavery. Black Wall Street. Okay, which party is talking about replacing that? Rosewood. All these successful black towns. Which party is talking about replacing that? Which one? Which one is talking about replacing the millions of acres of land that stole it from black folks? Which party? Which party is talking about replacing the wealth of the towns when they built highways clean through the black towns to disperse our people and displace our people? They're still doing the same thing now. Only different now is called gentrification. They're doing the same thing all over. That's why we got to know our history. That's why they censor us for telling the truth, because they don't want people like me telling you what they have done and showing you what they're doing now, and it's the same thing. Okay? All right. Now, the Constitution wasn't written for us. But we're going to hold them accountable to their words. The Most High going to hold them accountable to their words. Just watch. Okay? The Pledge of Allegiance wasn't written for us. In fact, it talks about killing slaves. The stanza that they removed talks about killing our people. So what do I look like? Put my hand on my heart, pledging allegiance to oppression. See, when we do things like this, it tells them that we are ignorant. It tells them we are complicit. It tells them that there's no repercussion for disrespecting us. You wouldn't do another group of people like that. You wouldn't have the Jews recite Hitler's song. You wouldn't do that to any other nation of people. But us not knowing our history and letting them teach us lies, we are sitting there pledging allegiance to oppression. All right? Let me see. Now, Why is all of most of these shooting overwhelmingly white officers? Ask yourself that. Why is most of the police white? So you got some Latino, they white too. They white too. You look at their identification, it's going to have white down now. I've even talked to some SA, some people, and they said it's white. So I know. All right? Let me see. Now, the FBI admitted that hate groups has infiltrated the police department. So why does it not register to the public that the FBI said there's hate groups in the police department? Why haven't it entered the minds of these white people that it might be hate, it might be police out here in these hate groups that's shooting these black men? Think about what I'm telling you. Why would the FBI say you got terrorists, or you got whites, that's what they are, terrorists, in the police department, but they don't do no kind of sting operation to lock them up and get them out. But you got all kind of sting. You got the Nike shoe truck in Chicago to lock up black men for some petty shoes, get them a record early. But there ain't no kind of operation to get these devils out of these police departments. Which party gonna do that? Is it gonna be the Democrats or the Republicans? Which one is talking about doing something about that? You know what it is? It's government sanctioned genocide. That's exactly what it is. The government is sanctioning these race soldiers to kill us. Don't be scared. It is what it is. Don't be scared. May the Most High send us some strong leaders for these end times. Don't be scared. Who give you a spirit of fear? That's what they want. They want us running scared. They want us passive. That's why they'll show you a black male on TV. He's joking around. He's womanish. But you ain't gonna see that alpha male on TV too much, is you? That they don't want to show you no image like that because they know what we can do. They know what we have done with just a few people. Let me move on. All right. Now, J. Edgar Hoover, COINTELPRO, he said the most dangerous threat to the United States wasn't the white supremacist terrorists, but it was black people getting together, black unity. That's why Martin ended up dead. When he started talking about reparations for black folks, he ended up dead. Malcolm ended up dead. Fred Hampton ended up dead. Notice the timeline. Okay, now, let me see. I got a little more stuff I got a little something else for you. Excuse me. I'm trying to bring this to a close. Y'all start looking for me on this channel. I'm gonna start uploading videos on this channel. Facebook is hitting they already. But I'm gonna do what I gotta do anyway. Let me see here. Okay. Now, they got this on there. They got black separatist group as a hate group. Because you want to get away from racism and terrorism, you got black people labeled as hate groups. Because I don't want to be terrorized and killed, and I want to be separate and away from you devils, you're going to label us terrorists. Okay. How many white folks have black people got together and lynched and hung? And how many white churches that black folks bombed? How many black people? How many black separatists is in their police department? It's unbalanced scales. You cannot put the Nation of Islam on the same level as the Ku Klux Klan. You know why? Name one terrorist act that the Nation of Islam have done. Name one. That's why. Now, how many can you name that these white supremacists have done? Bombing churches, raping women, burning down black towns, stealing black folks' money out their banks, stealing their inventions. Let me move on. They got a lot of these Hebrew camps in the separate, just because you want to be separate. Okay, you might say some of these camps, they talk bad. They talk bad. That's okay. So me talking bad to somebody, I deserve to be put on a hate group list because I talk bad to you because I don't get along with you. I don't get along with you because your people have a century, have a millennial, have centuries of killing my people. And your people consent to my people being murdered out here on these streets no matter what the cause is. And some of our people just talk bad to you. So that warrants being put on a hate group. Okay, why Trump ain't on that end? Why he ain't on that? Why he ain't on there? Why the White House ain't on there? Why his cabinet ain't on there? Why the military ain't on that end? Okay. Why these people ain't on there? Why them people ain't on there? Why they ain't on there? Why they ain't on there? Why is they over the site that chooses who goes on the hate group list and who don't? And why they ain't on it? They got a history. They own the boats that brought our black behinds over here. They was in the Confederate Army fighting to keep black folks oppressed. That's just a little bit. Let me get on. Let me move on. I just want to show you some of this stuff. Okay. Let me see. Some of the groups that they got on there, they got the Black Panthers on there. How is the Black Panthers in comparison with the Klan? How? If the Nation of Islam and the Black Panther was really terrorists, they'd be in prison. Think about what I'm telling you. They don't let us slide with anything. They don't let us slide with the drugs that they put over here. But meanwhile, they're building safe injection sites where white junkies cannot be on the streets getting harassed, and they can do their drugs. And if they have an overdose, they got a doctor there. They're not locking white folks up. They're not mass incarcerating white folk for drug possession, drug use. They're legalizing them to use the drugs and the possession. Which party talking about letting our people out? After all, they did put the drugs in the street in the first place. It's well documented. Which one is talking about reversing the 3-strike law? You created the 3-strike law because black folks was going to jail after you make these draconian laws. They're in there for non-violent offenses. But yet, I'm looking at some of these race soldiers, some of these police got records longer than mine. Listen to me. But they the police. They can get out, get a gun, and be a police. Meanwhile, I get out, I got to explain to them why I got a record. If the system was about rehabilitation, you shouldn't have to disclose that information. Why you have to put black on your application? But then they want to tell us why everything about race. I tell white folks, ask your people. Why is everything about race? I just want y'all to wake up, keep your head up, repent, and be strong. Be strong. And be a leader. Be a leader. Be strong. They won't show you no leader because they know what we capable of. They won't show you no leader. They'll show you somebody playing around, giggling, somebody effeminate, somebody not serious. And another thing, when somebody dies, stop dancing at these protests. Either you're going to handle business or you're going to party. Me, I'm not going to no protest. But the government is sending people out there They allowing these people out there to go out there and start trouble so they can close the protest down. That's what they're doing. They're sending people in to bust out some glass or something so they have an excuse to end the protest. Then you got these white supremacists infiltrating the protest. If you're gonna go to a protest, you need to have some men, and I would say legally, on the rooftops or whatever, watching the people. You're surrounded by your enemies. Somebody got to watch the devils. Everybody can't be out in the street hollering and shouting and ain't nobody watching. And if some people move into your neighborhood, run them out of there. Because they going to blame black folks for the damage. And really, I don't care nothing about their property. I don't. Because when these white folks and these black folks is talking like white folks go to talking about some property, that tells me you care more about material things than the life that was lost. What about the property y'all stole and took from us? What about that? Can we get that back? Plus interest? White people are the original looters. The original thieves. And I'm going to stand on that because history testifies to it. If you don't like your history, stop making it. Do I hate white folks? No. I don't trust them, though. Overall, I don't trust them. Some I know. But overall, I don't trust. Just like if I was in the Taliban, you wouldn't trust me. And doggone reason you wouldn't, because I have a history of killing white folks. So why would you expect me to trust you? A tree is known by its fruit, okay? All right. I done went on long enough. Y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's under Y'all's Will Yahuda. I'm on Bright TV, and I'm on multiple platforms, okay? Because if one gets shut down, I'm on Vimeo. If one gets shut down, I'm just going to move to the next page. I'm going to move to the next page. I'm on Vimeo, Black Junction TV. If just Google the name, you'll find me. Just Google the name. Just Google the name, you'll find it. All right? With that, I'm going to say shalom. Y'all take care. Keep your eyes open. And don't make these people earn your trust. And even then, you better watch. Watch me. Watch these people that show up out of nowhere that you don't know nothing about, talking about follow them. If you don't know somebody, what you following them for? Watch these people trying to get all your information. Why they ain't got no all your information like they the feds, like they building a file on you? Think about what I'm telling you. You don't have to tell nobody that you got a militia or nothing. When the stuff hit the fan, the Most High gonna make sure we find each other. Don't tell nobody nothing. And if you meet together, leave your cell phones, leave all your electronics as far as possible. Your digital watch, leave all that stuff behind. Your vehicles, if you're going to talk, leave all that stuff behind. And they still got satellites. But leave all that other stuff behind. Don't just come out and learn to talk in code. You don't just come out, we having a meeting. We talk, we're not. No. Learn to talk in code. All right? Dress tactically. Don't leave the house with flip-flops on. You get attacked, you slipping around with the flip-flops. Think about it. Okay? Put your belt on. That way you can use both of your hands and your feet. If your pants down around your waist, think about it. Okay? Learn to use what's around you. If somebody pointing a gun at you, is it a vehicle or something nearby you can dip behind? Learn to use what's around you. Okay? Real talk. To my people, shalom, shalom.